Elsewhere, 37 people died in a span of just 1 week after the August 8th general election. In a report released today, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights has attributed the deaths to excessive use of force by security officers.
Well, these deaths were documented by the human rights body to have occurred between 9th and the 15th of August. The youngest of the victims was a 6-month-old baby. The commission launched the election report called Mirage at Dusk that has records of events that happened before, during and after the general election.
And as NTV's Sharon Barang'a reports, the report reveals that the majority of the victims were from one ethnic community.
6-month-old baby Pendo, as fondly referred to by many, was the youngest victim of police brutality. The baby died while receiving treatment in hospital after being clobbered by police officers at her home in Kisumu while under the care of her mother. Another victim of the cruel hands of police was 9-year-old Stephanie Mora, who was shot while playing at the balcony of their house in Mathare slums. These are faces to the gruesome statistics of people who lost their lives immediately after the August 8th general election. Their stories have been captured in a document titled Mirage at Dusk by the Kenya National Human Rights Commission that reveals the status quo that engulfed the country immediately after the elections, one that the Inspector General of Police denied.
Out of the 37 deaths, 7 of them were minors, 3 girls and 4 were boys. The youngest was a 6-month-old baby. The other 30 victims were youth and middle-aged persons between the age of 20 and 45. 28 of these victims were male, and 2 were female. Then, except for 2 cases that were caused by civilians, the rest were all because of excessive use of force.
Inspector General of Police Joseph Boynet, welcome to NTV.
In a recent interview with NTV, Inspector General of Police Joseph Boynet defended his officers on the case of Stephanie and Pendo.
I don't believe any sane police officer would hit a 6-month-old baby as it is put out in the public. But let the investigators get to the
There are facts to that incident, Inspector General, and I think it will be important.
I don't have those facts.
It will be important to stick to the facts on this matter. Policemen went to the home of the parents of this child, and one of them, using a baton, struck the mother who was carrying a baby on the back.
I don't have those facts. I'll wait for the investigators to
You do have these facts,
I don't.
Inspector General.
I don't. If I had, I'll tell you.
A majority of the victims who had gunshot wounds came from informal settlements such as Kawangware, Mathare, Kibra, Lakisama, Babadogo, and Huruma in Nairobi County. Other areas were Kondele, Manyata, Nyamasaria, and Nyalenda in Kisumu County, Siaya Town and Ugunja in Siaya County, and Rangwe in Homa Bay County were also affected. The report further showed that majority of the victims were from one ethnic community.
Those who observed the elections.
The commission also noted that some civil society groups and development partners have had to bear the brunt of their hard stance during the election. A few were singled out and targeted by the state. Letters of deregistration were issued to AFRICOG and KHRC in a move they believe was aimed at intimidating the civil society. The state also called for the suspension of activities by development partners IFES and IDLO. KNCHR also condemned attacks on the judiciary by the political class, saying this could potentially destabilize the judiciary. Voter bribery, incitement, threats and violence directed towards the media, misuse of public resources during campaigns are some of the issues that marred the August polls.
It manifested itself in various forms, either through aspirants attending fundraising functions, what we call harambes, during the electioneering period, making promises of rewards, such as jobs and reimbursing those who attended political rallies, giving cash handouts, and not just cash handouts, but also distributing clothes, distributing kangas, caps, blankets, water tanks to the electorate who attended their political campaigns.
From the testimonials documented in the 250-page report, it is clear that the police breached Article 37 of the Constitution that safeguards against the use of force and arms by police. With only 17 days to go for a repeat of the presidential election as ordered by the Supreme Court, KHRC says that they still have their monitors on the ground sharing information on the ongoing campaigns and they intend to use it in compiling their final report. Sharon, Barang'a, NTV, Nairobi.